Hello everybody, today we're going to unbox, take a close-up look and test the Vemico 4K action camera. So let's first take a look around the outside of the box. So this is a 4K sports action video camera. This one's in silver, it's also available in black. These are the list of accessories that it comes with. And here are the Vemico 4K Sports Action Camera's specifications. So it's capable of recording in 4K at 30 frames per second. And it does have a 2-inch LCD and a 16 megapixel still image capture quality. Okay, so now let's go ahead and open up the box. And just double checking that there's nothing else left behind. You can go ahead and set that to one side. Okay. And now taking a look at the clear tray of the packaging along with the camera and the accessories all neatly packaged in there. Let's go ahead and remove all the accessories and then take a close-up look. Once we've done that, so as you can see, plenty of accessories. So all various kinds of mounts, and I can see there appears to be a little keychain there. Well, maybe not quite little, but a keychain nonetheless. So as you can see, there is really a lot that comes with this Vemico 4K action camera. As with most action cameras, they do come with a whole host of mounting gear and of course accessories and spare parts as well. Okay, so it's nice to see that it comes with a user manual and warranty card. Let's go ahead and set that down. And of course, lastly, we want to pop that Vemico 4K action camera out from its tray. And as you can see, that there's nothing else left behind. So let's put everything close together in the shot so you can see clearly what's been included with the action camera. So a tight little space here, but just making sure that we capture all the components to the action camera. Okay, so warranty card and some bits and bobs which I'm not quite sure what they're about, but hopefully we will have some idea in a few moments. Okay, so I think that's pretty much everything in the frame as best that I can do without leaving anything out. Okay, so this is where it's going to take some time to show you everything in close-up detail, but I'm going to keep the items in the packaging that they're in because otherwise it will take too long to go through everything. So first item here, which appears to be a battery adapter or charger. So a battery charger here. Moving on to the next item, appears to be a bicycle type mount or post mount. Okay. And then another mount. Fastener, and then And it's nice to see that it comes with a pack of batteries. So 2 batteries. Let me open this packet up so we can take a look closely at the batteries. Always good to know the capacity and of course the size and kind of design of the batteries. So 2 batteries here. Put that packet down. And you can see the specifications. So they are lithium-ion batteries, 3.7 volts with a 900 milliampere hour capacity. So let me set them up like that so you can see more clearly. Okay. And of course the reverse side and a bit more detail to the batteries. So there we go. So nice to see that it actually comes with 2 batteries. So you can always have one for backup for more recording time, and especially if you're traveling. Okay, so we do have a spare underwater submersible case cover or lid. And of course we did see the keychain or key tag. And of course there is a cleaning cloth to wipe down the action camera should it get dirty or dusty. And then we've got more mounting or fastening hardware and some hook and loop straps or fasteners as well, or in other words Velcro fasteners. Okay, so you can see right there, and of course even more mounting gear. Right. So all these varieties of mounting gear will probably not suit everyone, but different people have different requirements to how they use their action cameras. Some are motorcycle riders, bicycle riders, or should you just want to attach it to a camera or video stabilizer, you can do that as well. So many ways. Not quite sure what this packet here is. It's sealed very tightly, airtight seal there. Okay, and this appears to be a USB, micro USB charging cable. So good for charging up or powering the action camera. And do we see this already? Not quite sure, probably not. So just another piece of mounting hardware. Okay, so we're nearly to the end now. We do have a camera mount, of course, a bracket to hold the action camera in, should you just want to mount it simply to a tripod or a video stabilizer or any kind of mount. As you can see, that's included with the action camera. So that is the cage, kind of the essential parts of mounting or more common form of mounting the action camera onto. And there appears to be 3 zip ties. Okay, so that's that. And now moving on to the user manual. So there appears to be a user manual, of course, as we discovered right at the bottom of the packaging. So you can see the operating instructions. And some more detail with the waterproof housing, and then the list of accessories that we actually just went through. So you can use that for reference. And various ways of mounting the action camera. And of course, specifications again, as we saw on the box earlier. And that's the end of the English section of the user manual. So pretty straightforward instructions, basically going through a list of accessories as well as basic operating instruction steps. And then we do have a warranty card as well. Nice to see. Let me just adjust that background so it doesn't become too distracting. Okay, so it's nice to see that the action camera is actually covered by warranty. So there we go, and now we can move on to the main event, which is the action camera itself. So the Vemico 4K action camera, already in its waterproof housing. Most action cameras are normally shipped in this manner, so as to save space, and you can see the buttons around it as well, and protective sticker on the front lens of the waterproof housing. So a good all-round view externally of the action camera in its waterproof housing. And of course there is a buckle mount already attached to the waterproof housing. Okay, so giving you a much closer look now in terms of the design and shape, and of course size of the action camera. Okay, so now let's go ahead and open up the waterproof housing by sliding that spring lever across and then opening up the back right there. So very simple waterproof housing, of course very secure as well, as we would come to expect from action cameras. Let's see if we can gently tap the action camera out, and there we go. So waterproof housing and the action camera in my right hand. Okay, very simple looking action camera. So this one's in silver. It's also available in black, as I mentioned earlier. So let's set the waterproof housing down and see if we can power on this action camera quickly. But first, let's take a look around it. So it is very light, of course, with a plastic construction And you can see the screen there, very large, 2-inch screen. And let's get the focus to come in, if we can. And there we go. So perhaps this way. Seems to be focusing on the background at the moment, but there we have it. Okay, size wise, give you a good idea of the dimensions and the buttons of the action camera. So a good all-round view. Of course, the battery compartment at the bottom or underside of the sports action camera. And we have the micro SD card slot along with HD out and a micro USB charging port or socket. So of course at the top there is a OK button, and the power button is at the front right there. So there is an LED indicator status light there. Okay, so now let's go ahead and actually first open the battery compartment up. To reveal the, of course, battery compartment. And then let's go ahead and pop in one of these batteries. So it comes with a pair of them, one for spare, both of the same capacity. So I'm going to get the autofocus to come in again, if we can achieve that. There we go. So battery goes in very simply, and of course popping the battery cover back on. Okay, so nice and neat. Now let's go ahead and turn it on by pressing on the mode or multi-function button in the front. So you can see it does have a very wide angle right there, and I'm going to just pan it up or tilt it up so you can see exactly the width and kind of scope of the action camera. So it's captured everything nicely from the table in the frame. Let me tap that multi-function button at the start again, or at the front. So there we go. And let me tilt the camcorder up so you can see there is actually my trusty old Dalton horse figure on the stand there. And just to show you the scope of the action camera, let me tap the buttons again to wake the LCD up. So nice and clear, of course, and very wide as well. Okay, so nice, good wide angle lens. And let's now just take another close-up look right there at the LCD and the different kind of layout and indicators on the screen or symbols. Alright, and now let's have a look at the menu. So just a simple operation there with two buttons on the side, one at the top and one at the front. So there is zoom, which is interesting to see. Of course, this would be digital zoom going up 40 times. And of course, reducing by pressing the button right under it to the right side. Okay, so what I pressed was the up and down buttons in this mode. And now, of course, let's tap on the OK button at the top. And that's to record. And it just said that there was no micro SD card detected, so that's just fine. And then what we can do is press on the mode button at the front to toggle between the various modes. So this appears to be picture mode, as you can see, 16 megapixels. If I press it again, it goes into recording mode, 720p at 90 frames per second. And pressing again, that's just to review any captured footage or images. And there appears to be a settings menu as well. And back to the 4K video recording screen. Okay, so let's go into the settings to figure out what options there are. So over here, you can see 4K at 30 FPS. And if we press on the OK at the top, we should be able to choose the different video resolutions. Okay, so just press on OK. Recording sound, select sound, so that's optional. Time lapse, let's take a look. So there is time lapse. There is loop recording as well, stepping you through the menu to see what options there are. And there is slow motion at 1080p at 60 FPS or in 720p at 90 FPS. So scrolling down the menu, that appears to be that for the video menu. Let's press on the multifunction button at the start. That should tab us to the next tab right there. Okay, so pressing OK. Different options for the video image recording or image capture resolution, I beg your pardon. So up to 16 million megapixels. And then, of course, there appears to be a timer or timed mode, auto mode, and drama shot, whatever that might be. Now let's, okay, so that's the end of the still image capture tab. Let's move on to the next one. So there is exposure. Okay, let's set it back to the default. And there's white balance as well. Auto, sunny, cloudy, incandescent light, fluorescent light. Back to auto, there is Wi-Fi, image rotation, driving mode. So these are just checkboxes. Of course, let's see if we can cancel out of this, which might be, okay, that's fine. Image rotation, checkbox right there. Driving mode is a checkbox as well. And light source frequency, let's see what that is. So 50 Hertz or 60 Hertz. or automatic and auto screensaver. So of course that blanks the screen to save battery. And going down, there's auto shutdown as well for 1, 3 or 5 minutes. Time watermark lets you stamp the time. Of course, let's just leave it on for now, and let's tab to the next, of course, next tab right there. So in the settings, there's English and various other languages right there. So nice to see that they actually cater for a host of different regions or languages. Date time, we can set that as well over there. And formatting allows you to format the micro SD card when you have one inside. And of course, reset to factory settings option there, firmware version, just to show you what the firmware version is right there. Okay, so let's tab it to the final tab, and that should be the final one. So a good quick look around the menu of the Vemico 4K action camera and the capability, and of course the scope of the lens of the action camera. Of course the LCD quality as well, so it is quite large, and as we've seen, comes with a host of accessories. So let's bring that screen up again so you can see what's what. Okay, so now let's test the Vemico 4K action camera outdoors.
Con la